क्या ला भाइयों, ठीक ठाक वर्कआउट चालू नहीं है तो चालू रखो, ठीक है। कोई भी रीज़न हो, कोई फंक्शन अटेंड करना था, शादी थी, एग्जाम्स थे, कुछ भी था, टेक दैट ब्रेक, 2 दिन 3 दिन 4 दिन, go back to the gym. It'll be hard, it'll be difficult after a break going to the gym, but that's what I'm here for, right? I took a break for 3 days, but that's okay. When the 4th day came, I made sure I end up in the gym working out my legs, because if that much of rest to the muscles, then I need to hit them hard, right? So let's get started. Today we have a new topic. Wait and watch and you'll find out. All right, let's go. The topic is quite interesting, and it is how to counter stomach bloating. It's a very genuine problem across age groups, and yes, there are simple ways to counter that. I know as soon as I said about the topic, a lot of people would be thinking I'll be dealing with cortisol and the hormonal imbalance which makes it happen. Guys, if you're hitting the gym, if you're going to work out every single day without any breaks, with continuity, trust me, you don't need to get bothered about anything. Just know simple basic things which you can avoid to make sure that you don't face that problem, which is true for all the ages, and it's called bloated stomach. Sometimes you even feel after workout you have some food, you have some protein intake, and you feel that. So I'll tell you these few things and make sure you do them, and you'll feel a lot different stomach of yours. All right, make sure you do all of these, and yes, you can find your way to make sure you're not bloated all the time. Alright, the first thing is have water in moderation after frequent intervals. Don't think, oh, I forgot to drink water for the last 3 hours and now let me gulp down a liter of water. That's the basic thing which will promote bloating. Alright, so make sure every hour you have half a glass or a glass of water without getting much of a thirst to start with. Alright, so regular intervals, moderation, water intake, and you do. After water, you need to make sure your meals are chewed properly, and obviously you're not supposed to talk while eating because you intake a lot of air which is not required and which would again promote bloating of stomach. So chew it well, eat slowly, and do not talk while having food. Then foods which take longer to get digested should be taken in controlled quantity. Let's say a lot of salad. It takes a lot more effort from the body, a lot more digestive juices to digest vegetarian food. To do that, your body would release a few extra gases to ferment it, to few other acids to disintegrate it. So avoid those foods or have them in a moderate quantity once again. Fourth would be make sure you hit the cardio machines twice a week. 4-5 kilometers of running on the treadmill or in a park would be optimum. Do that twice a week. It will make sure your heart rate stabilizes and your breathing, which somehow makes it happen. Average person would breathe more air inside his body or a lot less air. So to maintain that optimum level of intake, and you need to have a cardio workout twice a week. Next up is what kind of pants you wear. Is it too tight? Is it too loose? If it is, then there is a problem. You need to wear exact fitted jeans or your trousers, whatever it is, but it has to fit you perfectly. Shouldn't be too tight, shouldn't be too loose. You know the reason. If it's too tight, your stomach would be cramped for longer hours, and yeah, once you release it, it'll take much more air because of the contraction and everything else. And if it's loose, to make sure that you feel the jeans or the trouser is tight, it will bloat itself to counter that extra space you have in your pant because it's too loose. So make sure your pants are exactly the size you want them to be. So yeah, that's very important. Next up is you've got to avoid sitting in one place, one position, one form. Let's say you're sitting in an office, you have a chair, you have a table, you're in the same position, you're in the same form like 3-4 hours before lunch. Don't do that. Every 1 hour, an hour and a half, you need to move a little bit, probably stand up, stretch, and then sit back again. Alright, if you sit in one position, your body doesn't like it, and if you make that move and shift a bit, stretch a bit, you'll feel more energetic, your brain will have more oxygen, and it'll function better. So it's a win-win situation. You counter the bloating and you feel re-energized. So make sure you don't sit in that one position all day long. One of the most important reasons of getting a bloated stomach is eating in the transit. Let's say you're traveling, you have a flight. During the flight, avoid eating too much of it because your digestive system, it shuts down, if not completely. It works at its minimum best. So avoid eating any heavy foods during bus travel, train travel, or during your flights. All right. So yeah, it's something you should avoid. And no eating in the transit. Something else goes with it, which is never ever eat before sleeping. Most of us Indians have this habit of coming back from office, watching some TV, having dinner, and then straight off to bed. Don't do that. Probably you can have your meal right after you reach home from office, or it has to be before 7 if you sleep at 11, alright? You need to give your stomach 3-4 hours before it goes into hibernation, alright? So make sure no food during transits, less of it. If you need something, then have it light. And yes, give it time. After dinner you need 3-4 hours before you go to bed, alright? Another thing is limit your tea and coffee consumption. Instead have green tea. However much you want, whenever you want, you can have green tea. It has 0 calories and it has no side effects on your bloating or stomach for that matter. And of course, and then I have to tell you that smoking is one of the biggest reasons of bloating. So if you go to the gym and you smoke, forget 1 pack. Even if you smoke 2, 3, 4 cigarettes in a day, that would cause some kind of bloating. So avoid that. So whatever I've discussed today about bloating and stomach and everything else, if you're hitting the gym, doing intense workout 6 days a week, trust me, there are 90% of the things which I'm telling you or someone else would be telling you, don't need to pay attention to that. Right? If you know your form, you know your exercises, you come to the gym every 6 days, 6 days a week and you'll be fine. All right. ठीक है भाइयों, ब्लोटिंग के लिए सिर्फ इतना है, बाकी सब्सक्रिप्शन करे बिना मत जाइयो, क्योंकि ऐसे वीडियो आते रहेंगे। और कोई कमेंट हो तो सेक्शन है नीचे, just put your comments and make sure you subscribe, you share this video and you like this video. I'll see you again with another video. Until then, don't forget to work hard. All right, see you. Bye.